Welcome back to It's a Nice Pair. And these two albums will be the albums that I will be reviewing today. These are two soundtrack albums that are soundtrack to Blaxploitation film of the 1970s, and one is a more modern film, but it does have some of the tribute to the Blaxploitation type film. So these are two really, really good soundtracks. I really enjoy the soul funk sound of the 1970s. Curtis Mayfield, Isaac Hayes, and even getting into things like the Commodores, and I was trying to think who the other band was that I really liked. The OJs. And the Spinners. Oh my gosh, the Spinners. Okay, so let's talk about the first one is Superfly. Now, you probably heard this movie. It's a Blaxploitation film, and Curtis Mayfield did the original motion picture soundtrack for it. Curtis Mayfield is probably my favorite composer of this type of music. Enjoy everything he did, especially in the 70s. But the thing that I really enjoy about this particular soundtrack, besides the music, obviously, Curtis didn't really like flaunt the gangster lifestyle or the drugs. It wasn't like he was almost expressing a sort of lessons learned, opposing that sort of lifestyle. It's like every one of his pieces were just some sort of different aspect of what he saw taking place, of the plague on America's streets at that time, plaguing young black men and other people around the area. That he was a very soulful artist, and I don't mean that just necessarily in the music, but the lyrics that he put together, the way he composed the song. He just had so much emotion and so much feeling in his songs. But this track here is just a super good track, and I mean Superfly, but it's really good. My favorite songs off of it, Pusher Man's good. Freddie's Dead is probably the signature song on the album. That's probably the one that came out. But I enjoy all the songs on it. The instrumentals on it are very good. Superfly, of course, is on it. Very funky, but kind of laid back feel on this album. It's just like these deep grooves, the bass, the stinging bass, I suppose, and like the way he comes across, it really fits the mood of the film, I think, but also it gives you a different perspective, because like I said, it's not glorification of anything. It's more of, hey, these are terrible things that are happening, and this is what I think about it. But my favorite song off of this, and it really had an impact on me because I was going through a really tough time about 2 years ago, and the song No Thing on Me came on, and it was perfect. It was what I needed at the moment. So Curtis Mayfield is just a special artist to me. And this is a highly recommended album. It's off the Rhino label. But anything that Curtis does, any of his albums, I highly recommend. But Superfly, if you're going to check out Curtis Mayfield, check out this album. Superfly. It's the one that I would recommend first. Okay, now we'll move on to number 2 here. This was a film, I think. Let's see when this film was made. It's probably not going to tell me. I can't see really well. 1995. But it uses a lot of the music from the Blaxploitation era, the soul and the funk of the 70s. I mean, you've got Isaac Hayes on here. You've got Barry White. Barry White's the guy with a very deep voice. Oh, yeah, babe. I can't do that, but that's him. Curtis Mayfield, Al Green is on here. The OJs, Sly and the Family Stone, the Spinners. I love the Spinners. And my favorite song by the Spinners is on this album, I'll Be Around. Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, the Dramatics, James Brown. I mean, this is chock full of fantastic soul and funk and R&B music. Some of the songs off this album, The Payback, James Brown. Oh my gosh, if you don't want to get up and dance hearing this song, there's something, you're dead inside. Walk On By, Isaac Hayes. Never Gonna Give You Up, Barry White. Beautiful song. I Miss You, Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. Then there's Curtis Mayfield, who I just mentioned's famous track that was off his debut album called If There's Hell Below. Man, what a wild song that is. I love that song. Aretha Franklin's on here with Do Right Woman, Do Right Man, Love Train by the OJs. Tired of Being Alone, Al Green. Man, this album is probably one of my top 20 favorite albums. It's just chock full of fantastic music from that era. I love that era of music. I love that sound. There is a new artist out today called Curtis Harding. Go listen to this guy. I mean, he brings this back. But yeah, fantastic album. I think it brought a lot of maybe new listeners to this type of music, because a lot of that music that you're listening to in 1990s, people listen to alternative music and rap and hip hop, and that's all fine and well. I mean, people like what they like, but this was just a fantastic soundtrack full of unbelievably good soul music. But my favorite track, it's very tough because there's so many good tracks on here. I mean, I can listen to this, the whole album, and not fast forward a song, not go through, skip a song at all. But I would have to say my favorite, I hate for it not to be Curtis Mayfield, but it's going to be the Spinners with I'll Be Around. This song is, again, it's one of those songs that when I was going through a certain time in my life, I heard that song, and I remember just playing it over and over and over. But fantastic album. Both these albums, highly recommend you listen to them if you haven't heard them. But yeah, that, you talk about a nice pair, that is a fantastic pair of soundtracks. If you like this video, thumbs up, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah, we're going to explore some more music, some more top 10s. We're going to explore some more of the Satanic Panic series later on when I get, I'm getting some more information on that. And of course, I'll be doing again some album rankings. I haven't done that in quite a while. And yeah, just a lot of good things. I think my next video, I'm going to be exploring more psychedelic music, psychedelic gems. And but yeah, this is really like doing this series because you can explore two albums at one time and kind of contrast. But anyways, you guys take it easy. I would recommend there is a Dead Presidents Volume 2 too, so check that out as well. Until next time.